Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to demystify the hidden brain of modern factories, the Manufacturing Execution System, or MES. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll get the entire idea behind it through just two super simple actions.
So let's think about a factory for a second. You've probably heard of an ERP system, right? That's the software that handles all the business planning, the customer orders. It's kind of like the part of the brain that gets a request. But what about the part that actually controls the hands? You know, the machines, the moment-to-moment process of actually making the thing. What is the factory's true operational brain?
Well, that's exactly where MES comes in. This is the system that lives right there on the factory floor, managing all the real-time chaos. Think of it as the central nervous system that takes an order and turns it into a physical product, and it's tracking every single step along the way.
Okay, let's really dive into this now. If you strip away all the fancy features and all the jargon, the entire spirit of MES can be boiled down to just two fundamental things. Track in, which is the exact moment a process starts on a product, and track out, the moment that process ends. That's it. Seriously, that is the heart of everything we're about to talk about.
So you're probably thinking, why is just recording a start and a stop so powerful? Well, it's because that simple little action unlocks three core services that are absolutely essential for any modern manufacturer.
First up, you get complete traceability. I mean, you know the entire history of every single item. The who, what, where, and when. It's all there. Second, you get real-time control. And this isn't just about watching what's happening. It's about actively preventing mistakes before they even happen. And third, and this is huge, you enable data-driven improvement. Every single track in and track out becomes a data point, giving you all the raw material you need to analyze your process and figure out how to get better. All right, let's make this a bit more real. We're going to follow a single batch of products as it shows up at a workstation, and we'll see exactly what the MES is measuring.
Now, what's so interesting here is that this reveals three phases that, honestly, are usually invisible. First, there's queue time. That's when a product has arrived, but it's just sitting there, waiting for someone to start working on it. Then, you've got process time. This is the good stuff, the time between track in and track out when value is actually being added. And finally, there's waiting time, when the work is done, but the product is just waiting around to be moved. Without an MES, all of this just kind of blurs together into one big mystery.
And this really shows you the night and day difference. The old way, you literally had an engineer walking the factory floor with a stopwatch, trying to manually time a process here and there. It was slow, it was inconsistent, and you only got a tiny snapshot of what was really going on. The MES way is a constant, automatic, and super precise stream of data for every single item, every single time. No guesswork.
But an MES is so much more than just a really good timekeeper. You should think of it as an active, intelligent gatekeeper. It's like a smart checkpoint that asks some really important questions before any work can start, and then it carefully gathers all the info the second that work is done. So before it even lets an operator track in, the system runs through a checklist. It asks, is this the right product for this step? Are the correct materials loaded and ready to go? Is the machine itself even working, or is it down for maintenance? This is its error-proofing superpower. It stops incredibly expensive mistakes before they can ever happen. And then, the second that trackout happens, the gatekeeper closes the loop. It automatically records exactly how much material was used, it updates the machine status from running to idle, and it collects all that critical quality data, all without anyone lifting a finger. It just feeds everything back into the system, ready for analysis. Okay, let's zoom back out for a second. We've seen how this simple idea of track in and track out works at just one station. Now let's see how it fits into the grand scheme of a truly intelligent factory. So, this chart shows the 8 core functions of a full MES, as defined by this big international standard called ISA 95. You can see all the different pieces here: maintenance, quality, scheduling, you name it. Our simple track in and track out, that is the absolute heart of that production operations management slice. But here's the kicker. The data it creates is what fuels and powers every single other function on this chart. So what's the big takeaway here? The goal isn't just to track things just for the sake of tracking them. It's about this principle you see here. Start with the end in mind. The entire purpose is to collect clean, accurate, reliable data right from the very beginning. That data becomes the foundation for everything else, for traceability, for advanced analytics, even for AI and true optimization down the road. At the end of the day, it all comes back to giving your production process a voice. So, we'll leave you with this question to think about. If all the data from your factory floor could suddenly talk, what would it tell you first?
What bottlenecks? What hidden inefficiencies? Or what amazing opportunities would it point out? That is the conversation an MES starts. Thanks for watching.